Hello, the gaming mafias. This is Necrostevo, and you guys are watching one of my narrated Wi-Fi battle videos. Today's match is an OU match that I had against Pruitt. This was actually a really interesting match. I was using this UU team that I'm testing out, and you guys know me, I don't normally build teams, so this one, I'm really happy with the result of kind of my theory modding. But anyways, let's just get right back into the match for the first part, and I'll explain things as we go along. He starts off with Dragonite, and I just picked Choice Scarf Nidoking as a lead just because I knew I could outspeed anything he wanted to bring out. And I figured he'd try setting up, and Nidoking naturally outspeeds Dragonite. So I'm just going to Ice Beam it, and of course Multi-Skill allows it to live, and he Dragon Dances. And I was like, okay, if he is jolly, he might outspeed me, otherwise I'm going to finish him off. And it turns out that I think he's adamant, because this Nidoking that I was running is modest. So I think that he was adamant, so I'm able to outspeed and finish him off. He goes into Cloyster, and I was a little bit dismayed to see this thing just because I only have maybe 2 things on this team that can handle it after a Shell Smash, and I was really hoping he wasn't the variant that likes to run King's Rock to get all the flinch chances. And it turns out that he actually is, so I basically just have to hope to not get flinched on any of these hits. So he's going to go for the Rock Blast. This is an offensive Mystic Water Blastoise that has Hydro Pump, Water Spout, Focus Blast, and Rapid Spin. Kind of a weird set. I managed to take the Rock Blast, but I flinch. Of course, the King's Rock is going to apply a new flinch chance to each individual attack. So he's able to take me out with 7 Rock Blast hits, which kind of sucks. But my second thing in this team that can handle it is Cobalion, and Cobalion is more defensive-ish. It's max speed, mixed defenses, and some HP. And its main purpose is to set up the rocks and then get me some switching priority. Now is not the time to set up the rocks, though. He gets the defense drop on the Razor Shell, which kind of sucks, but fortunately it's not going to matter too much as I'm just going to be able to take him out with a Fighting Gym boosted close combat. So that is 1 threat down, thank goodness, because if he had gotten the flinch on that Razor Shell, since he got the defense drop, he probably would have taken me out with the next one, which wouldn't have been good. So here, seeing Golurk, I was expecting the ground type attack. He could have also predicted me to switch out here and just set up his rocks, which was good for him, because he already KO'd my spinner. And I needed to see if he had Ice Punch or not, which is actually pretty common on Golurk, but if he were a more defensive variant, he wouldn't have it. But of course, since he has a red card, I don't get to choose which gets switched back into him anyway. But fortunately for me, it's Cobalion, whom I would have switched in anyway to check to see if he had the Ice Punch. Unfortunately for me, he gets the freeze on the Ice Punch, so that 10% chance kind of bites me in the butt right there. And I think Cobalion has a little bit of utility against this team, expecting him to use Earthquake again. I'm just going to go back out into Flygon. He does go for the Earthquake. And I am now going to be able to U-turn again. That time I was actually just expecting him to switch. But since he didn't switch, I figure he's just going to go for the Ice Punch again. And that means I'm going to go into my Umbreon, whom I know can take the Ice Punch. And I don't think he has Focus Punch, and Shadow Punch is not going to do much. And this is going to give me a chance to pass a Wish or Foul Play his Golurk in the face. So I was hoping he would actually stay in and try to do an Earthquake, because I knew that it wouldn't KO me, because he seems to be more defensive. And so I go for Foul Play. He makes a good move going into Ferrothorn, because Iron Barb is going to hurt me and offset my leftovers damage. I wasn't sure what Ferrothorn wanted to do. I figured he would just set up some entry hazards, so I'm going to go for a Wish here, try to pass that on over to my Cobalion. He does just go for a Leech Seat, which is great, because that's me getting off with, no status, minimum HP missing, no more entry hazards on my side of the field right now, and Ferrothorn basically has nothing to hit a Cobalion. Even if he went for Thunder Wave, I'm already frozen, so he can't paralyze me. So that's going to be a nice safe switch into Cobalion, and Thunder Wave isn't going to work, so that worked out as well. And I get my HP back from using Wish. So we're sitting pretty good here. Now the question is, can I thaw out of this stupid freeze? He's going to go for Leech Seed, which is okay. I prefer that than to be paralyzed or to have entry hazards up. But it is going to start sapping away at my health ever so slowly. But fortunately, I thaw out as he, I think on this turn he sets up a layer of spikes, and I hit him with a close combat. Seeing the damage from that, he is definitely physically defensive. Even without the Fighting Gym, I should be able to do at least 75% to the more especially defensive builds. And he sets up a layer of spikes. I'm definitely going to get out of here now, just expecting the Thunder Wave. And if he wants to keep on setting up spikes, I have 2 Pokemon that are flying on my team that can come in on those, and 1 also that will be immune to his possible Thunder Wave trying to hit Cobalion. So Flygon's going to be a really good switch in here. And I also have Fire Punch on my banded Flygon, just in case he wants to try to stay in, thinking that I can't hit him with anything. So he ends up setting up another layer of spikes there, and I'm just going to hit him with the Fire Punch. He probably thought the best thing I had to hit him with was an Earthquake, which probably wouldn't have KO'd since he's physically defensive. But thank goodness Ferrothorn is down. Even though I don't have my spinner anymore, I don't have to worry about him getting up any more entry hazards for the rest of the match. Golurk comes back in. To be honest, I probably should have stayed in and Fire Punched it, but I really didn't want to risk it. I thought he would Earthquake, predicting my switch to Cobalion, and that's exactly what he does. So if I had just stayed in and Fire Punched him, then that would have, I would have been able to put a little bit more damage on him right there. Expecting him to just hit me with an Ice Punch, but not expecting it to KO because I thought he was more defensive. I just go for Brave Bird, and he Shadow Punches. So he either Shadow Punched expecting me to switch, or he Shadow Punched expecting me to Roost. But I am going to Roost on this turn, knowing that he probably will Shadow Punch, and seeing the damage that I did last time, I actually will get back a little bit of HP. So that's, that's going to work out a little bit. And now I know from the damage that the Brave Bird did the last time that another Brave Bird is going to KO him. And so I'm able to take out his Golurk without losing my Flygon. I mean, well, I didn't lose my Flygon either, but I did lose my Crobat is the more important part. Reuniclus comes out. I wasn't really sure what to expect from Reuniclus, just because they can run a variety of sets, and I was really worried about Trick Room right here. But he goes for Calm Mind as I taunt him, which is good. Now I can just U-turn to get out of there. I have just enough health to survive Stealth Rock switching back in, and now I can bring in something else to threaten his Reuniclus, and it can't set up in my face. So I bring back out Flygon, whom can hit it with a Choice Banded U-turn, and I actually really overestimated Flygon's bulk here, and he gets a critical hit Psychic. He is max HP, max defense, I believe, so the crit may have mattered, but I probably just shouldn't have switched in Flygon like that anyway. I don't know. I didn't want to switch in Cobalion because I didn't really have a good way to hit it. Ironhead's going to be doing paltry damage just because I don't have a max attack investment. And of course, he is max defense, so I don't know. I feel like I could have made a better play there, but I don't know. I don't feel like I misplayed too badly. Crobat's going to come back out here, and at this point, I'm just going to Brave Bird. Maybe I should have done that in the first place. I don't know. I guess that's neither here nor there. But he's going to knock me out with a Psychic. But fortunately, his since he didn't use Recover, the taunt is going to be going on. But now that the taunt is off, he could recover if he wanted to, I guess. But Earth Power, fortunately, is going to be able to finish off his Reuniclus. Unfortunately, he still has a couple of bulky Pokemon left. One of those bulky Pokemon being Gastrodon. And Earth Power is going to be 2 to 3 hit KO on especially defensive Gastrodon. And there you can see it is definitely a 3-hit KO. And that sucks, to be quite frank. But that's okay. I still have... I think the only thing I have left at this point is Umbreon, which is especially defensive. I should be able to handle what he has and wish back up. That was my plan, at least. But on the other hand, if he burns me or if he toxics me or anything like that, I don't have the Heal Bell to handle it. I have the Heal Bell, but my HP will be so low that I won't be able to take another hit. So he burns me with the Scald, which sucks because now I'm not going to be able to take another Scald after the burn damage, and that means I'm going to die before I get off the Wish. That's the downside of not having Wish Protect. But since Umbreon is my last Pokemon, I am going to try to go for a last-minute foul play here, hoping for a crit or something like that. But I don't know, I guess I just fell short there at the end. Anyways, though, I did enjoy that match, despite the kind of the hacks against me. I thought it was a good match overall. If you guys enjoyed it, please feel free to leave a like for the Gaming Mafia's channel here, and definitely sub to the Gaming Mafia's channel. We have a lot of different content coming out throughout the week. And if you guys enjoyed the battle a lot, like you just enjoyed it so much, feel free to come check out my channel. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye now.